Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my next StarCraft 2 cast. And for those 4 or 5 people that were watching me stream this a little bit ago, I'm sorry that I had to take the stream down. There were some stream issues with it. I was actually casting this game live. That's one of the things that I normally do during the day. Like during the day when I'm casting for YouTube, I like to just throw it up on my stream and cast it, then just copy it over there to YouTube. And apparently my XSplit was just not having it and was having some issues with the stream, so I decided I'm just going to do the local recording of it and not worry too much. Of course, let's do a little bit of introduction to the players. And spawning over here in the bottom right hand side on, of course, not Zelma cameras. Now I'm just butchering it. See, I'm all out of it because I was all hyped up. The game was going good. It was like 19 minutes in or so, and then the stream died on me. But yes, okay, so let's get into it. Shakuras Plateau, it is the latter edition of Shakuras Plateau, spawning over here in the bottom right-hand side. It is our red Terran player known as LiquidJinro. All you guys might know him. He is still practicing over there in Korea in the OGS Liquid House. He is still trying to qualify for Code A currently, so it's very cool to see replays from him. And, of course, his opponent is going to be this player using a Korean account. For those who really don't read Korean, like myself, I'm still not as well versed in the Korean ways of writing. It is KawaiiRice. Now, some of you guys might know he used to be on Fnatic MSI, and recently he is no longer on that team because he has rejoined the team LiGHT, which is the former Brood War team that he was on. Xerxes basically was like, you know what? We're going to restart LiGHT after being a manager for Fnatic MSI. I saw how things work. I'm going to, try to pick things up. A lot of the players on there were from the Kiwi clone army as well as KawaiiRice, and they all were able to release their replays around January or so, the beginning when they announced LiGHT was restarting, basically, reforming. And KawaiiRice was at Home Story Cup 4, so he decided I'm going to wait and release my replay pack a little bit later. And so this is one of the games from there. And I was looking through, basically going, okay, you know what, there's a lot of good players here, and you know what, we've been watching a lot of Zerg games as of late. I hope you guys have been enjoying them. Zerker has been showing some very epic games. I still have the other one from QXC that I have not casted up yet, that will be coming a little bit later. I just want to do a little bit of a basically change from the Zerg featured stuff and do a TvT right now. And of course, KawaiiRice on a basically new team that a lot of people maybe aren't familiar with, or maybe aren't really that familiar with KawaiiRice. So I figured, you know what, why not have KawaiiRice battle out in a TvT against LiquidJinro, someone that a lot of people are pretty familiar with. And look at this, we're going to be seeing KawaiiRice go for a basically 1 Rax expand here, and scouting SCV does get taken out by KawaiiRice. Good job denying any scout of Jinro here. Back over on Jinro's side, we do see he's got the double refinery thrown down. We do see Tech Lab coming down on that factory and a starport. So it looks like he's going to be opening up with a Banshee opening. Very, very cool. And the question is, looks like he will be going for Cloak since he is saving up quite a bit of Vespian gas as of right now. Only rocking 2 Marines right now, so we'll see. Really not going to be opting for that much of a army other than this very tech-oriented style of play here. There's the Cloak coming out now. And as soon as he gets enough gas for this, he will be getting that first Banshee now. Back over on KawaiiRice's side of the map, he has added on 2 more barracks, as well as getting that Tech Lab on his first barrack. So it looks like he's opting for this really bio style of play, going, you know what, I like bio-oriented play in TvT. I'm going to just produce a lot of Marines, get an early expansion. And I like that he's double producing SCVs and Mules to his main base right now, going, you know what, I don't want to drop down to my natural. I'm going to play it safe and just kind of really get my economy up and running. We do see, of course, Engineering Bay is going down now for KawaiiRice. Very early Engineering Bay. Basically, this will allow him, of course, to play it safe. If he needs to throw down turrets, he can. This will also allow him to be able to, of course, get very quick upgrades on his infantry. Wow, look at that. Double reactors coming down right away for this. And Combat Shield is starting. Did he get to... He did scan and see, of course, there is that Tech Lab and that starport. So he's got missile turrets being thrown down. There's going to be one up by those barracks, and oh, here comes that Banshee getting one kill on the SV. Second one does go down, and looks like he is going to manage to get a third one there. No, does not get that third one, and does get a Marine and flies a little bit out of the way and does manage to snipe one of those Marines, and oh, runs into another pack of Marines because there was that one missile turret up by these barracks here. He thought he was safe being going, okay, you know what, he does get to see me by those missile turrets, by the mineral line. I'm going to fly up by the barracks and see if I can do a little bit more harassment. Sadly, with this one missile turret there, his plans were thwarted, but he does have a very cool follow-up. We do see KawaiiRice. He's going to be throwing down that factory, but back over on Jinro's side, he's adding on another barracks, getting that Infernal Pre-Igniter on his first factory, so it looks like he's going to be going for a more mech-oriented style of play. This barracks and factory are going to be doing a little bit of swapperoo, lift off, and drop the factory down to attach it onto that reactor so he can double produce those Hellions. Marines, though, looks like he's only going to be relying on those 4. Another Banshee did come out, and look at that scouting. Boom! Huge scan comes down and basically gets to see everything that Jinro is doing. Okay, you still have another Banshee produced. Looks like you're going to be going for that Hellions opening right now. So most likely it's looking like a mech-oriented style. Of course, expansion is now being thrown down for Jinro. Back over KawaiiRice. His is just getting up and running too. So both players very, very even right now. We do see, of course, KawaiiRice a little bit more ahead because he had that expansion up a little bit sooner and was still producing mules and SCVs. Now he's up to 35 SCVs compared to the 30 of his opponent, throwing down a bunker here on the high ground of the natural to be able to defend in case these Hellions do try to poke up. Of course, getting that refinery right away. Even has 2 missile turrets placed in there to really defend against that other Banshee that he did scout. Plus 1 infantry attack just finished up for KawaiiRice. We also see Stim very close to finishing. Looks like, oh, Banshee wants to try to poke in here. Saw that turret and very quick reaction time. Gets out of there. Now it looks like he's going to just do a little bit of poking and prodding, trying to get a few kills here. And looks like he's going to manage to snipe, oh, 2 of those SCVs. There goes the third one. Nice. That is going to deny a little bit of that Vespian gas mining, which will hurt his tech just slightly, since you do see he is going to try to start double producing medevacs right now. Also has that engineering bay that he wants to get that +1 infantry armor up, and going to start adding on more racks here. Back over on Jinro's side, we do see more factories. That's going to be his 3rd factory here. Already started to switch over to siege tanks. Siege mode just now finishing up. And where's that army? There's the army. So this will be very good because this will allow him to start getting those upgrades. So try to keep up with KawaiiRice's upgrade, since he is just now starting +1 armor. So he will be at 1-1 very, very soon. And I like that he is producing those medevacs here. He already has 2. He's going to produce another set. We'll see when he decides to switch over to the Vikings, because it's basically going to come down to, since his opponent is going for that mech style of play, if he can deny air control. If he can take over the air, he can basically win. Now, we do see adding on those Marauders, so we will see most likely concussive shells come out. Good scan out of, wow, if I fail on that again. Good scan on Jinro, gets to see, okay, you are adding on another command center, adding on, of course, more barracks here. Now, he also, I like this little battalion of air he's got right here. He's got Raven, which those point defense drones will help out immensely in those air battles when it goes to Viking versus Viking. The point defense drone will be able to deny all the shots of the Vikings for a brief period of time. That one Raven, ooh, looks like Hellion's getting caught in the center of the map, but do manage to get out of there because concussive shells not yet finished, so still able to run away. A couple more siege tanks. I like the defense positioning of the siege tanks, realizing, okay, his opponent does have buyout. Drop play is a possibility, and he's going to have these units here to really defend in case a drop does come out. Also has siege tanks sieged up, as well as a group of Hellions. I like that he keeps them here and then goes, okay, you know what, no drop yet, I'm safe, going to move back a little bit to my natural, keep these tanks here for defense purposes. Both players getting that 3rd command center basically finished up at exactly the same time. Very cool play. +1 vehicle weapons, about halfway done right now. Portable commands coming out for both players. Now, this command center, the question is, oh nice, I do like this. All automatically, as soon as that finishes up, already sets the rally point to his natural expansion. Going to be double SCVing and muling there. Very cool positioning of the supply depots. This will really help in case those Hellions do end up swinging by in the later game, we'll be able to lift those up and really make this a very, very strong wall. Even adding on some more supply depots and barracks at the front here. Looks like the buyout force of KawaiiRice is going to start moving on out. Going to be able to poke up and see what he can see. Has taken control of both those watchtowers. Back over on Jinro's side, he's slowly falling behind in the supply right now, up to 135 compared to 156 of the opponent. Let's check out that income. He is ahead though, 61 SCVs compared to the 59 of his opponent. So it looks like he just needs to be getting his economy up and running. He's doing very good, having his queues relatively low. This one's got 2, this one's got 1. Of course, a couple Hellions here, and still producing a lot of Vikings. And Sensor Tower did come up. He is, oh, if I was able to click on it, was able to see that there is this factory here. So now it looks like he's going to come over here to try to deal with it. And ooh, dropping down an auto turret here. This is going to force the factory basically to lift off and get out of there. I don't know. I kind of would have wished he would attack with that Banshee and done a little bit of harassment. I do like that KawaiiRice does have these patrolling Vikings over here to really be like, alright, you know what? Drop play is very, very common in this close by air position on Shakuras. I'm just gonna keep my Vikings here just in case. It looks like Jinro is gonna start moving out. I do like he's kept a tank or 2 up on the high ground. Gonna start sieging in, get a better position. KawaiiRice does get a scan, sees the tanks are moving in, so it goes, alright, it looks like you're gonna be securing that base as your third, and scan out of Jinro, sees KawaiiRice's army. Now looks like air fleet is going to be moving in. Let's check out that Viking count. Jinro's only up to 4 Vikings though. This is something a little bit of, I don't know. It's going to be tough though. He really needs to get a few more Vikings out, because we do see 10 out of KawaiiRice. So he's going to move in. There's point defense drone coming in. It's going to deny these shots for quite some time, but no, it is out of energy. And now it looks like all the Vikings were sniped off because they were trying to chase down the Banshees of KawaiiRice. Cloak, 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 cloak. Save the Banshee. Save it, save it, save it. No, he does not going to be able to cloak, and it looks like he does get taken out. The Banshees for KawaiiRice are pushing in. They're going to start snipe the remaining Marines, as well as looks like this orbital command is got to land. It is taking quite a lot of damage from all of these Vikings, and oh no, it didn't land because the SCVs were in the way, and it did get taken out. The bio is here, ready to move in if these tanks decide to unsiege, and it looks like another tank will be taken out by this Banshee. Is going to be up to 7 kills. Here comes a Viking, does manage to take it out, but that fleet, ooh, Jinro is in a very rough spot. This is basically what I was talking about earlier. If you can control the air against your opponent, you are going to be in a very good position. Basically, the mech player is very slow moving, and they have to move up the map slowly, 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 getting those siege tanks in position, unsieging, sieging. And so if they have basically air control, they can just shoot up to this full range that they are allotted. But as you can see, he doesn't have vision out there. So with these Vikings, that really puts KawaiiRice in a very strong defensive position, and he's up to 190 supply, and oh my gosh, we do see he's going to be transitioning into this Sky Terran style of play. Has 2 starports loaded up with double battle cruisers, adding on a 3rd starport now. He does have +1 ship weapons on the way, got a 2nd armory, so we might even start getting that +1 ship armor. And look at this, we are going to be seeing that, oh, Yamata cannon on the way here. Fusion core dance, come on, I know you guys at home, you know it. I don't have any epic music to play like Day 9 does, so we're just going to look at it and wish I had music to play. Back on over, we do see that this very defensive style of play here out of KawaiiRice, having 2 Marauders and 4 Marines placed in the mineral line, is actually really smart. This will basically allow him a defense against Hellions if they decide to run in and try to do some harassment. And look at this, 2 more command centers are going to be going down at the 4th base here. These are going to be purely orbital commands just for dropping mules. He could decide to lift one of those off and land it here if he wanted, but those basically are going to be for mules. And look, even leaving some more units up at the 4th base as well, and oh, a couple Marines do run in there and get torched. Basically, KawaiiRice now is just freeing up supply, going, you know what, I'm basically transitioning pure into Sky Terran, +1 ship weapons finishing up. There's a ship plating on the way, and he's just waiting to get more supply. +6 supply to get battle cruisers. Already has 2 out, as well as a handful. It's like 3 total Banshees there, and quite a lot of Vikings. 12 in total, even as those medevacs. So the medevacs he could really leave in the front of his air army to absorb a lot of it, and it looks like Jinro is ready to push out. He's added Thors into his army to help defend against those superior Viking numbers of his opponent. And look, Behemoth Reactor to increase the energy of those battlecruisers, and oh, this is going to be tough here. And he's even loaded up all the dropships, going to start dropping in on all of the siege tanks. Oh my gosh, Thors are trying to battle it out, but it looks like the bio does get cleaned up. Battlecruisers are still on top. They are trying to battle it out against the Thors, and it looks like Jinro did land his Viking, realizing he was in a much lower count in the Viking department here. And all battlecruisers are doing so good against these Thor. Looks like these 3 remaining battlecruisers are going to take out the Thor. Vikings did jump up for Jinro here. A couple SCVs below, and oh, Yamada cannons coming out. Oh, obliterating a good chunk of those Vikings. Still 2 left, and battlecruisers are going to be able to kill off the Vikings. But look at this, Jinro just barreling his way into the natural of KawaiiRice, even just sieging up in there. There are still battlecruisers here. We see 2 more here. They will be able to take out these siege tanks, but this natural is in a lot of trouble. Jinro needs to get some anti-air up here very quickly, plus 2 ship weapons on the way. 3 battlecruisers being produced, and all of the siege tanks are going to be cleaned up. There goes the Hellions trying to run in, but with these Marines and Marauders over here to defend against this, they will be able to clean that up, no problem. Looks like the Vikings, oh, they are hunting for those battlecruisers. He's got to be careful, trying to run over, no! A couple more Vikings are going to be coming out for KawaiiRice, but he's still sitting at 143 supply, up to, right now, 6 battlecruisers, 4 Vikings compared to the 9 Vikings of Jinro. Jinro's doing good, going, okay, I need a lot of Vikings right now. Still trying to produce some siege tanks. Looks like these SCVs, what are you doing over here? Getting back to completely oversaturate that second right there. Natural expansion, very oversaturated. Third base back up and running. I do like what Jinro did to try to come back into this game. After losing that third, he was in a very rough spot, but was able to go, you know what, I'm just going to barrel into you. The problem is, once he loses that mech army, it's going to be really tough to rebuild it. He has got basically very full queues on all of his factories, still going for a lot of siege tanks. I think he needs a couple more Thor still in there. I mean, look at the Vikings count. We are going to most likely see, yep, double Viking being produced for KawaiiRice. He's going to start catching up to 8 now compared to the 9. And, ooh, even getting some Ravens for their point defense drone, plus 3 ship weapon on the way, plus 2 ship plating just about finished up. Let's check out that income for a second here. Jinro still ahead in SCVs, but look, the mules make the huge difference. Having these basically macro command centers purely for dropping mules, he's really able to skyrocket up. Look, just piles of mules just laying around dead, and that fleet is looking scarier and scarier. There's still a couple Marauders mixed in there, hanging out below this fleet. Looks like 4 and so up to 6, and maybe 2 Marines in there too. Yeah, give or take. Good amount of Vikings supporting basically the rest of the fleet. We do see Medivacs are going to basically try to lead the way and absorb much of the damage. And oh, Vikings run in and are going to try to take some shots on these battlecruisers, but oh, huge amount of Yamada cannons coming out, blasting these handful of Vikings. Now, he's got to be very careful. He does outrange them with the pure attack, but that Yamada cannon does still able to hit those units. So, looks like he's going to start sieging up. The Thors have started to be added in there, producing 5 Vikings at once. Very cool. Wow. I would like to see this just get switched with the reactor if he's going to be queuing up so much right now, but that's okay. And look at this, going back into the infantry, getting +2/+2 ship weapons. Very cool, getting that +3/+2, even adding more Vikings and 2 more starports. Where are they coming down? Are they still in the main base? You're running out of room. Looks like he's going to be throwing down in the natural here. And this fleet maxed out at 200 of 200. There is a little bit of bio underneath hiding to be able to deal with any of those Thors, basically. That's what this Marauder hit squad is for. And oh, look at this. Very smart. They do fly in here and do see this command center. They will be able to start picking off supply depots, pick off this command center. Here comes the army of Jinro. They are going to start engaging against these battlecruisers. A lot of Vikings battling it out. And it looks like, oh, Yamada cannons coming down, blasting in to the forces of Jinro. Jinro's supply is plummeting down to 100, and it looks like the battlecruiser fleet does come out on top, and GG is called. Jinro taps out to the very, very strong Sky Terran style of play that KawaiiRice decided to go. I really like that. Basically, the Sky Terran is the ultimate end game for Terran, or TvT at least, in my opinion. It is extremely powerful. If you can get those battle cruisers out and have that Viking air support, it is almost impossible to basically beat that unless you're going Sky Terran yourself. Now, I do like that Jinro was trying to get back in there. He lost his command center, so he was behind in that sense. But look at, he had a lot more SCVs. Problem was, he needed to build a macro command center, basically. That would have helped out a lot. Get a 4th base up and running. He was only able to stay on 2 and 3 bases for this entire time. Well, look at KawaiiRice. Had 4 bases, got his 5th one just now thrown down, and that basically tech switch into battlecruisers caught Jinro off guard. He basically, KawaiiRice was scouting. Okay, you're basically going pure mech. I won the air battle already, so now I know I am so much ahead. I can basically go pure air. His upgrades were superior. +3 ship weapons just about finished. Those Yamata cannons came in and were doing so much damage, like 11 kills on this one, 8 and 12. Those battlecruisers were basically the turning tide of this force, and so many Vikings. Basically, Jinro was slacking off in his air department. When you're going for that mech play, you have to have a superior air force. Or basically this was what will happen. The bio will roll over you, and they'll just be able to go, okay, that was fun. Now I can go and do basically whatever I want. Now, very epic game between both players. Of course, if you guys want to know a little bit more information about KawaiiRice, about Team Light, about Team Liquid, about Jinro, check the description below. I always put information about their teams, about where you can find their streams at, and of course information about myself, where I do stream. I will be streaming, of course, this coming Friday. That's going to be a show match for the Eternal Plague clan, more or less. It's basically the member of the EP team, Styx, versus an LXG member, Nemesis. Now, for those who know, most of you guys should, I do cast the EP Open. It is a weekly Grandmaster and below tournament that happens every Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, and that actually is a very cool tournament. The last 2 people that have won, of course, were Styx and Nemesis. So on Friday, they're going to have a show match to battle out to see who's kind of a top dog. That's going to be a reoccurring thing. Every Friday, it's going to have the previous winners of the Opens battle it out, and then Saturday is going to be the next event. And this coming Saturday is actually the a very important one, because this one is actually going to have a prize pool. I believe it's $50 prize pool, $25 for first place, $15 for second, and $10 for third place. So be sure to check that out. Sign up, sign in, all that good stuff. I will be casting that event on my Twitch TV channel. All those links can be found below in the description. And coming up on the 21st is going to be the DC LAN. I will be live casting that event as well. So if you guys are in the Maryland, Virginia, DC area, come out, hang out. Or if you don't feel like coming out and meeting all the really cool community members, just watch the stream and maybe see what it's like. And then maybe go, okay, you know what, this is really cool. I'm going to definitely look into coming next time. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe, because it really does help me out immensely. Check out my Twitter, all that other cool stuff. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys next game.